Iron Comics YouTube channel. Thank you so much. I'm Spike.
I'm Kel. I'm thinking about if Goku can read.
I'm Amanda, and that was a weirdly short introduction. I'm suspicious of you now.
Hi, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the return of the Geek Show. Shut up, you saw nothing. Episode 60. Hi, everybody.
No, it's actually
Hi.
61. I'm changing that. Why? Leave it. Shush.
But yeah. Welcome back. We took the holidays off, and now it's 2024.
No, I didn't.
Well, I did. It's 2024, and
Yeah,
we're ready to
and we
be
hate
people.
you for it.
Yeah, we're ready
so
to be
mad at
people
you.
again. We're ready to be people again. Super excited.
I am not. Stop speaking for me, Spike. I am not ready to be a person.
Yeah.
In fact,
Hi,
let
everyone.
me
Hi,
spray
Daryl.
my
Hi,
throat.
Kaito. Hi,
Let me
AJ.
spray myself down with more chloroseptic.
Hi, Nudis. Hi, Miss Alismere. Hi, Kristen. Hi, Sack of Books. Hi, Ether Tales. Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming. When we last left off, because in case you haven't been in a while, yeah,
Wait,
we
when was
draw
the
now. We draw now. But yeah,
when was the last time we did lemon? I gotta go look this up. When was the last time?
Yeah, when we last left off, I was laboring in great agony on this page over and over, and I eventually decided to let it go and let it be free in the void. And the basic deal is
3 weeks ago. Oh, that makes complete sense. 3 weeks ago is when I stopped being a person.
Hi, Salty Coffee. When so what basically is happening is these three are now cornered in. It's not a cave. It's like the washout underneath a giant tree. They're cornered in the washout underneath a giant tree by these dudes. There's more than three, but the three in the front are the most prominent, and I've been referring to them as Brad, Chad, and Thad. It's interchangeable which one is which. It doesn't really matter. Chances are we will never know their names. What's important is just kind of what they are and what they represent. So Brad, Chad, and Thad there are a malevolent force. They're not there to be friends, and they're not there to help. And now that I have finally gotten this page out of the way,
Chad is there to steal your girlfriend.
And now that I've gotten this page out of the way, I'm working on what is going to be the last 3 to 4 pages of the comic, which is basically we open up with Central Chad there in the center. Chad there in the center, kind of narrowing his eyes. And then down here, this is, in case you think I don't plan my shit, this is Bettany in the middle section here. And what's going on is Bettany is sort of looking at him and trying to figure out what to do so, he doesn't fucking die. He doesn't know what's about to happen. This is Bettany, and this is also Bettany. And it's a moment-to-moment transition. And he sees this, which is the knife that Ta was using to carve that lady's leg into a bone. Lady's leg bone into a flute, excuse me. And he left a knife in the log. And then Bettany picks it up here, and then Chad pulls on this thing around here, this right here. You'll see that he's got this sort of amalgam of bones and with a little bow tied on it. And he pulls on it because that releases the top of the cape so he can move his arms more freely. And then Bettany, this is the Bettany model here. Bettany and him basically square off, and then that's kind of where things go black, quite literally. And that is the end of chapter 1. At least that's what I think I'm going to do. I haven't decided yet.
Cool.
Yeah. This page I'm working on was basically done and inked, and I changed my mind, well, except for a few backgrounds, and I completely redid the panel I'm working on this morning because I changed my mind. So I started from scratch.
Miss Alismere, thank you so much for the compliment about the detail on page 48, because I am kind of self-conscious about the detail on page 48 because it feels like cheating, because I am using a crosshatch brush. And the issue with the crosshatch brush, and I'm just going to do it really quick, is okay, so there, that's the crosshatch brush, right? And I can change the angle it's at and everything. But a thing a crosshatch brush cannot do is what I think is kind of the nicest thing about crosshatching, which is it cannot follow the contour like a freehand crosshatch can. Like if I were to do that on his face there, that's like a freehand crosshatch contour. But the thing is, nearly everyone I know who makes that a regular part of their art ends up needing like hand surgery. so I'm not down for that. I'm not interested in getting carpal tunnel. So I went searching for
Well,
something that could give me the crosshatch look without giving me the crosshatch ailments.
I know a few people who haven't needed hand
Also,
surgery.
like again, I don't think using these tools necessarily is cheating because you still have to
Mhm.
know how to use them.
That's true.
It's not like you just slather it onto the page and bam, that's how it is.
Yeah.
You still have to know what you're doing, how to layer them. You can still make it look shit.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. And I'm old enough that I remember when just drawing digitally was considered cheating.
Like
Anyone else
I'm
remember
like my
that?
dither. I'm doing dithering right now. It's a brush I made, but like it's a brush because doing all these dots digitally, while I would love to, because I used to dither a lot, it
Uh-huh.
doesn't work. The dot 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 motion doesn't really work on tablets like it does on paper.
Yeah.
And I miss
Well,
it.
also, so Spike, there are some people who have done the uh, thing that you were talking about with the hatching and
Mhm.
whatnot. That didn't need hand surgery, and um, usually they draw bigger.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Um, so they're moving their arm rather than their wrist. Even though they're still doing
Yeah,
it.
I can really quickly show off. Like I have a stipple. This is a stipple brush I made. It's extremely
Um,
custom. If I draw really light, it just does one line of dots. The
Mhm.
thicker I go, the more dots it adds to the line. And if I go
Mhm.
real thick, it starts to do this. So,
but I don't think Gabby Howard has needed hand surgery. Um,
Mhm.
but
she
yeah,
hatches
I
all
just
over
have,
the fucking place.
I've just
Mm.
made a bunch of extremely custom. I should probably offer them again at some point, but I have a bunch of extremely custom brushes that do
Couldn't
very,
hurt.
very specific things that I want to do it traditionally, but I can't. So I spent like 5 days making a brush, so now I can do it.
Yeah, and now everyone gets a front row seat to me noodling with the models that I use to help me.
Cause the thing I
Very
was
exciting.
downloading other people's stipple brushes, but with a lot of them you can't really transition from like just a one line of dots to a bunch of dots. Or if you did, it's just too uniform. So I just made my own goddamn thing. So now I can just go very light. I can even hatch with it. I can do like hatch, 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 and then I can just get thicker and thicker and thicker, and then blah.
I'm
Um,
going to
I
do a
made
thing, and
another. I
I'm.
also have a bunch of
Oh,
stippling brushes. Sorry, I'm showing off my brushes real quick.
oh
I have
no, show 'em
for
off.
different purposes because this one is dots where when the pressure gets higher, they get closer together, but in a
That's
really raggedy
fancy.
way. Because I
Uh-huh.
like the raggedy look. I have another one that's just dots. They never get okay. No, they do get close together, but you have to really press down for this one. So they can come together, but you got to press down hard for that one. I have another one I made that's again. You can also slowly get them together, but you have to press a little bit less hard. Oh, this is my really raggedy one. I'm again. I spent days making all these because I was like, no, I want them to look a specific way. Oh yeah, this is the one where they never get really closer; they just get fatter. I've got this one, which is like little stitch lines that I made. I named them stupid though. That's why I keep going. What does this one do? Oh god, a lot of them were duplicates of a previous brush I made, so they're just like stipple 1, stipple 2, stipple 3. I'm like, no,
That's not helpful.
that's not helpful. Yeah, so I have a lot of stipple brushes I made. I have some I downloaded too that I like. Where is I have a bunch I made. Again, there's my go-to inking brush that I made. I literally drew a line with a Pentel Pocket brush pen, scanned it, and that's how I made this. Because that's what I used to ink all my comics with, was with a Pentel Pocket brush pen. So that's that.
No,
Where's
I
another? I
want.
have some other I have made. Oh, I made this one. It's a sparkle brush. I couldn't find sparkles that weren't really uniform. Like they are all too perfect. And like I
Uh-huh.
don't. So I just drew a bunch of sparkles, and there I have a sparkle brush. They were just all too perfect.
Um,
Um.
Same with my
I
stars. I have a
just
star brush. They're all my stars, not your stars.
I just use pencil brushes.
Well, I'm an
That's
obsessive
because I
weirdo.
inked traditionally.
Here we go. I want pose.
Oh, I
want
have this,
hand.
my tree brush I made. This is for doing like leaves on a tree. Like again, it's just me drawing little splotches and then turning that into a brush. This is what I use for like drawing trees.
You know what I think is really funny?
No.
What?
Both of you have all of these custom brushes to help you work faster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Uh-huh.
But I draw pages faster than both of you.
I am running a literal $1 million business.
No. This isn't even the rate that we are producing pages with all of our time. I mean, the time it takes you to draw a page on stream and the time it takes me to draw a page on stream.
Mm-hmm.
I'm faster. Like,
I'm more of a perfectionist. I cop to this. This is an issue I've had my entire creative life, and it's honestly part of why Iron Circus exists.
Where are you getting your metrics from? I draw my pages relatively fast when I actually have time.
from us being on stream together and people drawing pages.
Yeah.
Sure, I like this.
But I also put way more textures in my pages.
Oh, I need the bubble. There it is.
I think what it is, Spike, is that leg that is stretched back. I think it's at an awkward angle.
It's at a human angle. I don't know if I like it though. It's just
yeah. I didn't say it's broken. I just said it's awkward.
Yeah, I might. I'm just trying to figure out. Like the thing, my general rule when I'm doing.
Also, I didn't make those tools to draw faster. I'm confused. Those are just to draw things I want. None of those are to make me draw faster. Those are just things I want to do. Why am I getting dragged? Why did this happen?
Let me just see how this looks now. Like, if it doesn't look right... Oh, ooh, okay, that looks pretty good. All right. Let's just bring you in a little. There we go. And let's plop you on the ground. All right. Bring in... Because the thing that I'm trying to do right now is coiled spring type stuff. So I'm trying to make sure that's what it feels like. And of course, I will be, you know... The problem is, I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the thing they tell you to never do. I'm going to uncheck joint angle limit. There we go.
Why never do that?
Because that makes it so that it's possible. The reason you use the model is so that
I know
you have
what
a good
it does,
idea.
but why never do that?
Because then you're capable of poses that the human body doesn't look natural with.
Yeah, and you're also drawing comics.
Yeah, but they tell you if you know your whole point is using the models.
But you're not drawing real people. You're drawing comics, and here's the thing. I fully believe in break your models if it looks better. I don't care.
Yeah.
I used to be a stickler for anatomy, but I don't care. Just break your models if it looks better.
I think I am definitely going to have to do that.
I've told both Amanda and Spike this, but I'm going to tell the public.
Mm-hmm.
I commissioned Kendra Wells to draw one of my gay werewolves with his husband. And Kendra draws an immaculate ass. My immediate reaction to getting this commission was, I gotta get better at drawing booties because this is the best Connor's ass has ever looked.
Now it's lines. All right. So let's go ahead and select you again.
Spike just does not care.
Well, I'm just kind of preoccupied trying to make this look halfway decent, you know. But I did see the picture, and it is nice.
I have already complimented the ass.
Yeah.
I have sent my ass regards. Oh, in fact, I still need to send my ass regards.
You know what would make this?
I need to do that tonight. I need to send my ass regards.
My ass regards.
Well, I have an email to send Kendra that I forgot to send. So I'm going to send it tonight. And again, I'm going to include my ass regards.
Regard de la ass.
Yeah,
There you go.
if you are a fan of well-drawn asses, you should definitely check out Real
There you
Hero
go.
Shit.
Yeah, everybody, check out Real Hero Shit.
Kendra draws a good booty. And Kendra also sells a zine that's naughty things happening in between chapters and Real Hero Shit.
Gasp.
It's just...
Well, it's like, I remember when I did the animation for the video of Eugene's butt doing the wiggle. And Kendra really liked that, and I was like, well, I had to. You drew the butt. The butt was there. I had to.
The greatest butt.
It was a defined butt sitting right there. Like, it would have frankly been like some kind of like negligence.
Yeah. It'd been a crime.
I'm not sure. Ooh, that's too much. Ooh, look how bad it gets. Look at that.
I mean, bad is in the eye of the beholder.
For folks who are wondering, I am scrolling the mouse wheel and experimenting with what the program calls manga perspective.
I'm drawing gay rats. And
Oh,
rabbits, I guess.
I have to show you something else, though. This is fun. I think y'all will appreciate this.
Who's y'all?
So, I recently changed my computer. I have a whole new computer, and I've been slowly migrating things over. And as I do so, making terrible discoveries about what I have forgotten and what I cannot do. I really like Clip Studio Paint. It's great. It's wonderful. Love it. However, it has a really fucking weird thing it does, where it allows you to download massive libraries of poses and references from the online resources, but it will not, despite the fact it permits cloud saving, it will not allow you to transfer those downloads between machines.
Yes, it does.
Really? Because I did a cloud save and nothing showed up.
You literally have to go and give things permission to be cloud uploaded. It's in the settings. You have to go into...
I did that. I swear to you, I spent a day on this.
Okay.
But what I ended up doing, because I couldn't get anything to work, if it is possible, I could not get it to work, is I went and I got all my poses and I put them in one document. So I can basically save them out as materials on my own machine. And this is my saved poses file. This is all the stuff that I decided I really wanted.
You have to draw this now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, these are
exactly as is. You can't reposition anybody. You got to find a way.
There's a lot of, there's a motorcycle sitting there in front of things. There's a bunch of crouching and sitting because in Blokada, a lot of people, they Slav squat. So you'll notice there's a lot of squatting. So there's a lot of squat references. There's a lot of sort of sitting on the ground references.
Unique? Slav squatting?
People call it all kinds of things. They call it Asian squat. They call it Slav squat.
Yeah, but I see people do it all the time.
Yeah, but there are certain cultures, like you don't really see people in America, if they're just standing on the street corner, like waiting for the bus, it's pretty rare to see people just Slav squat.
I'm confused.
I'm sure you do, but it's not common. But, like in other countries, it's pretty normal. Like if you've seen like people goofing on like Russian teenagers, they'll do a lot of like Slav squatting in weird places. The same way people were doing planking a while ago. But,
I
anyway.
think it's funny that in the pose library for Manga Studio, someone took that Anne Hathaway three-way kiss photo and turned that into figures.
And you'll see there's just a lot of... There's a horse. There's a horse there.
These horses are awful.
And there's like a couch here, and I think there's another couch. Yeah, there's another couch back here. And there's someone hidden behind the couch, and there's someone falling on their shoulders. And so, yeah, I just saved all my poses to one document. And that is... The idea is to save them all out as materials, but I haven't had time yet. So when I need a pose, I frankly just copy it and paste it from here. But one thing I think I will do while I am here is I will save the body types that I rescued from the old computer. So let's see. Yeah, here we go.
Spike, which Clip Studio are you on?
2.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the body type things. These are the body types that I saved from my old Clip Studio paint. And they are in order. Oops. Let's get a new thing here. They are in order. This is Ta, who is little and round, so that's Ta. If I'm not even close enough, let's just do that. Yeah. Ta is little and round, that's Ta. This is Bettany, who is tall and kind of built. And this is Eki, who is really scrawny, and he frankly should be a little shorter. I might fix that. He should be a little shorter because one of the things I've been constantly talking about is Bettany is kind of freak tall. So I should probably make Eki a little shorter. And over here are the two models that no one ever sees anymore. This is Ruben.
Excuse me.
This is Ruben and this is Affin from Ordinary. And so I saved their models out too. And they are on a completely different scale than these two.
Here, so Spike, I shared a photo that I think it's funny that someone put this in as like 3D models into Clip Studio.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see. Oh, hey, yeah, okay. What's that from?
It's Anne Hathaway doing like a photo shoot to promote her being in the 12th Night.
Okay.
Which is why both a dude and a lady want to make out with her, because I believe the lady doesn't know that Anne Hathaway is a lady.
Oh, okay. Let's see, what am I looking for? I don't want the camera moved. I want the pose. Height. That's what I want. You have your joint angle limit, and you will keep your joint angle limit.
God, I feel like I should have finished these ages ago, but then I forget I've kind of just been gone a very long time.
Oh. Yeah. Go. 3D figure. That's what I want. Okay.
For most of December, I took a seasonal job and trained for another job, and those jobs overlapped. So for like 3 weeks, I had no days off.
That sounds so rewarding.
Yeah. But the seasonal job ended on the 5th, and now I just have my other day job now. I'm an escape room game master now.
Sack of Books, Bisexual Disaster the play, but also we should have just started a polycule from the start is the other version, the other description of the play, in my mind.
There we go. I think that'll do it. This is kind of like the new heights. When I say freak tall, I don't mean like, Wadlow tall. I mean like...
What does that mean?
I don't know who Wadlow is.
Robert Wadlow is the tallest man who ever lived.
Okay.
He was 8'11" when he died.
Okay. I wouldn't have assumed that.
Yeah, Bettany is like 6'6" or something. So
he's Ryan North tall.
Okay. I wouldn't call Ryan a freak, but he's unusual.
Well, you said 6'6". That is how tall Ryan is.
Yeah. He is Bettany is notably tall. He's not like,
You
holy
mean
shit, what is it?
they are they like shorter than us?
No, I think they're kind of basically people.
Oh, then he's not freak tall.
It's like the late 18th century. He's pretty freak tall.
Okay, then that's what I asked. They're shorter than us on average then, right?
Okay, I thought you meant as a species.
Yeah, that would still mean the same thing. They, as a whole, are shorter than us on average. That is what makes him, at that tall, freak tall.
Okay, yeah.
Ah! I'm gonna die.
All right.
I can't get emotional because then my throat will die.
I think while I'm
Be nice to me.
These models were made in an earlier version of Clip Studio Paint, so now might be the perfect time to adjust them if I don't like what they are. So let's just...
Or you could just draw little weird rubber hose animals like me.
I don't want to draw rubber hose animals. I want to draw fucking elf... What is it? I want to draw.
Do you want to draw Keebler elves that are murdering people?
Yeah, marsupial elf Cossacks. That's what I want to draw.
Yeah, you could draw those as like.
Because I love making it fucking difficult for myself.
Yeah,
Okay, let's see. So Ta, can you be chunkier? You can be chunkier. Okay.
Oh, do you have all the new body settings?
Yeah, I'm trying to just, figure out what I want to do here. I guess I could make the hips bigger. But only because... Oh, yeah, there
I'm
we go.
surprised your models have such big hands.
Yeah, they have big hands and they have big feet. And they have big heads.
Because you trend towards small hands, and I know this because you critique all my hands, but my hands in the comics you were critiquing were proportionally correct.
This crotch is a little high. Hold on.
Sorry, I sound gruffer than I am. I'm a little sick. Sorry.
Of course, the thing is, they have... I don't want to give Ta, like, hips, because they have no reason to have hips. So I'm just going to make Ta round. Let's see. How about your head?
They'd give up their secrets anyway.
Okay.
Oh, that's the
I
wrong one.
think that's pretty good for Ta. Ta should just be like a little Cadbury egg.
That's me.
Would anyone here like to know the French title for Cool Runnings?
What is the French title for
What's Cool Runnings?
It's
Cool
about
Runnings
the Jamaican...
is a movie that you do not need to see. It is about a Jamaican bobsled team.
Yeah.
It is called Rasta Run.
No. Wish that was not the case. There we go. Maybe a little bigger. He's a little block. Now you.
No, not Rasta Run. Rasta Rocket. That's what it's called. Jen Vaughn posted it in a Discord we're both in.
Yeah.
Because she's in France. So Disney is like, here's all the French titles to our movies.
He should be skinnier. He should be like on the edge of viability. He should not.
Sick Amanda voice is just extra goblin-esque. Yeah, basically. I've been sucking on cough drops that have benzocaine. Hell yeah.
Amanda, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If you were a Pokemon gym leader, what type would your gym be?
Fire.
Do you know what your pokes would be?
No, because I haven't really immersed myself in pokes. I would at least have a Charizard, bare minimum. And the Fire Monkey.
The Fire Monkey?
Yes.
Chimchar or the grown-up Fire Monkey?
The grown-up Fire Monkey.
Infernape, I think his name is.
Probably have the Fire Chicken.
So you would just have all the fire starters.
No. Not
Twisted Fire starters.
The other day I helped Kevin make his gym team. Because him, Bones, and I were chatting, and
I would never be a gym leader anyway.
No.
I'd run a Pokemon like breeding center. I like the babies and the eggs. I spent a lot of time hatching eggs.
No.
I had a system down for hatching eggs. Like, I would have friends give me their eggs, and I would be like, all right, I'll get this one to the finish line for you.
Kristen Cheney, Cyndaquil is always who I went for in Gold, Silver. But usually I like the grass starter Pokemon.
I always choose fire just because I like fire.
Bulbasaur, number 1 in the Pokedex, number 1 in my heart.
My favorite Pokemon are always like fighting and fire, basically. So there were so many fighting fire that I'm like, that's me. I'm the fighting fire gym. It's like, that's a weird gimmick. It seems like it'd be easy to counter. It's like, yeah, me not care. Me not care. That's what I do.
Just be the first gym.
Yeah, I'd be the first gym.
You gotta go easy on the kids.
Yeah.
There we go.
If I was a gym leader, I would be a dark gym leader.
Y'all are nerds.
My ace would be Umbreon.
Y'all are nerds.
Spike, I really think that we should have you play Pokemon for the first time on stream.
I have zero interest in doing that. I am being 100% real with you.
I think it would be fun for people to watch.
Yeah, but the streamer has to enjoy what they're doing.
That is true. That is true. I am right now doing a dumb thing, so please excuse me.
Like I've entered the phase of my life like I'm not. Like, yeah. I think you need to be some kind of professional clown, which is a profession. I think that's fine on who streams. If you to like be okay with like I will suffer for my audience. None of us are that. We should not be doing that.
No, I could never be professional screamer at jump scare guy.
I could. But I'm not, so I won't.
Yeah.
I could totally. There's an alternate timeline where I'm totally like a fucking streamer. I know it in my heart.
I feel that way about myself too. But
Miss Ellesmere has a very cute Pokemon story. They're a mega nerd, and their husband proposed to them with a team of their favorite Pokemon in their brain. That's very cute.
That is very cute.
AJM draws, it would not be a werewolf themed gym because the only werewolfy Pokemon is a rock Pokemon, so it would not fit in my dark Pokemon.
Oh, I inked this really thick. I'll have to fix it.
Can I just do this? No, I can't. You won't let me do that. Okay. Never mind. Oh, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just saving out, I'm just saving out little portraits of my characters so I can register their body types as materials on my new install of Clip Studio Paint. And so this is kind of the platonic ideal of, well, it's not really the ideal of Bettany, but that's, you know, that's a pretty good Bettany face. So let me just go ahead and save as. We'll just call this Bettany Portrait. It's not even how you spell his name. Wow, good job. Okay. There. And we will save this one as Becky Portrait. Huh. That's weird. Okay. Okay, and this one will be saved as Top Portrait.
Miss Ellesmere, I did successfully make a team that I thought was pretty good. There's that Dark Fairy Pokemon that's from the new game. He looks like a little gremlin guy.
Ooh, I just lost a lot of detail when I did that. Uh-oh. Maybe not do that.
And
so
Dark Lycanroc is not a dark Pokemon. They're just a rock Pokemon. He's just evolves at night.
And this is Eki. And there's Eki's picture.
I thought you said Becky for a second. I'm like, oh, we got
no,
Becky's.
Eki is a Becky, but his name is not Becky. He's a massive fucking Becky, but his name is not.
So we don't have Becky's literally, but we have Becky's like conceptually.
Yes, he's a huge fucking Becky conceptually. Okay, so that should have saved now, and let's see if it worked. We'll pop this open, pull it way over so everyone can see everything, and let's see. We will go to body type, and there he is. There's Eki saved as a body type. That is exactly what I want. All right. Now, let's see if we can't do it with everybody else. Ta with his little pear body. No. That out. Register as material. And your material image, of course, will be your big, loud fucking mouth. All right. Please choose. Oh, right. Save location. Okay. Image material. Nope. This is in 3D. Body type. Search tag.
Oops.
I forgot to do this for Eki. I hope. Oh, forgot to do this for Eki. I hope it didn't fuck me up. Kata.
I hate this.
Okay. All right. No. Can I edit this? Can I edit this, or are you gonna be stupid about it? You are not gonna let me edit it, are you?
Okay, I'm just have to make it.
Fine. I don't even know what to do anymore. Oh, there we go. Cool. Oh, Eki. Search tag. No. This is.
Okay,
This
I'm gonna
is
have to
so
just
weird.
do something different. I inked something forgetting that they were gonna be backed by something that's black, so now I gotta fix it.
Okay. Okay.
It's not a hard fix, but
Now when
I was overthinking it.
Okay. Now, final save. And then I'll actually get back to drawing. Won't that be exciting?
No.
Yay!
Yay. Sorry, folks. You have to do the stuff that is like tedious so that it's easier later.
You don't have to.
Oh, it helps. Huh. He is not showing up here. That's so weird. Is he too big? Let's see. Let's see. I think you're too big, but... Oh, you're not, though. That's the thing. Weird. Okay. Save as. No, you're right there. God. And the Eki portrait is... This is it at 100. And this is you at 100. It really shouldn't be like that. Okay, let's try again. Oh, that's really weird. That's really, really weird. Okay. Let's make you a JPEG then. How about that? Yes. Okay. Try that again. Back to the body types.
This looks weird no matter what I do. I messed up.
Relatable. There. See, why weren't you showing up before? You're dumb.
No,
Okay.
I'm just gonna do it different.
There's
I
his
know this
little
door's supposed to be
face.
black, but fuck it. For this panel, it will not be black. It will be something else.
Bethany. And you will be saved to 3D body types, and your
I'm
search
not gonna
tag will
futz with this
be
forever because then we'll never get it done.
Lakata. Bethany. There we go. And now I have my body types back. Yay! I'm gonna just scooch this out so hopefully y'all can see it. Probably not, because I know how this thing shows, but that's what it looks like. I now have these 3 cool body types for these guys, and I won't have to like figure out how they look from now on. And to use it, what we're gonna do is we're going to go to the actual page I am currently working on. There we go, and there is Bethany there. So what we're going to do is we're going to select him. We're going to take the body type. We're going to pull it out, and we're going to just apply it. And there. Now that's Bethany. And you notice he got a little bigger, which he should have because he's a big guy.
I'm reading people's comments on ElfQuest getting animated.
Yeah.
And someone says, I hope they keep all the sex, especially the threesomes.
Depends on when they who's showing it and what time slot it's going to be in.
Well, if it's not streaming, they can have all the sex they want.
True. Like, one of the things I've really been enjoying lately is Blue Eye Samurai. If you have Netflix, I strongly recommend you watch it. It's a really good show.
Also, if you have Netflix, what you should watch is Carol and the End of the World.
I've heard good things about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one is if you don't know what it's about, it's the world is ending in 7 months and everyone has quit their jobs and is living their best life, but Carol really likes her routine. So in the first episode,
why is that horrible?
She sits in an abandoned Denny's and mourns that she can't go to Denny's on Fridays every morning. No, not Denny's, Applebee's. So she mourns that she can't go to Applebee's every Friday now because no one is going to want to spend their last 7 months on Earth working at an Applebee's.
Entirely fair.
And it's just like her dealing, and it's kind of making the point that everyone pursuing their own happiness, some people's happiness is going to be at the expense of other people. Not like maliciously, but like there's a lady who left her husband, and clearly she's living her best life, but he's distraught because his wife just left him.
Right.
So it's interesting. And her parents have decided to become nudists. So every time she visits them, you just get to see like her dad's old junk just hanging out.
Okay, thickening their inks helped a lot.
You know what? Let me just trash this, because I'm gonna try and do a little sketch of kind of what I'm looking for first. And before doing the model, I'm gonna make the model follow the sketch instead of the sketch follow the model first. Yeah, Scavenger's Reign is also on my to-watch list.
Same.
Yeah, I got so much to do. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but the thing is, it's one of those shows where I start watching it and then I'm like, oh, this will be great background noise. But then I'm like, no, I actually want to pay attention to this. And shows that I actually want to pay attention to, I actually have to set aside time for. So that's way more limited than crap I can just run in the background, you know?
I've been trying to go through like my to-watch movie backlog because I don't want to change what I'm watching for long periods of time. I tend to watch more TV shows than movies.
Yeah.
So I miss out on movies that are really good, but it's just because, well, this is going to be over in 2 hours and then I have to find a new thing to watch. Like, but the other day I just watched The Black Klansman for the first time. And that was a lot funnier than I expected.
Yeah.
I'm just going to have to do this the old-fashioned way.
But my thing nowadays is when time is found, I sit down with my husband and we watch an episode or two of Blue Eye Samurai. And we're just sitting there going, fuck, this is so good the whole time we're watching it. Like, and after it's over, we need to spend like 15 minutes just saying like, oh, you know what was really good too? That part where XYZ, oh my god, that was such a good call. That was so well considered. That was so smartly done. Yeah, that XYZ was really good. And ABC, how it like tied into X, like that's us after we watch Blue Eye Samurai. It's pretty gross.
Gross?
Yeah, like nerdy, you know?
Oh, I see. You're the problem.
Yeah, you know what else?
You're the one making people feel insecure.
What? Pluto? Pluto's on Netflix now.
Yeah, Pluto is also on my to-watch list.
I was doing good with my watching things while biking, but then, December happened and I stopped being a person.
There's also Delicious in Dungeon just started.
Yeah.
Another one that's on my list. Actually, I want to read it more than I want to watch it.
You know what I want to watch?
You want to watch Cherry Magic.
I want to watch Cherry Magic because it sounds so fucking stupid. I love to watch Cherry Magic.
Things.
I want to watch garbage and good things in equal quantity. It sounds so fucking dumb. I've got to give it a chance
someday.
And if folks who are new here, Cherry Magic, it has a longer title, and I'm going to click over to the Crunchyroll tab to make sure I get it right. Cherry Magic! 30 years of virginity can make you a wizard? ? And so it's just about this guy named Arachi, and he is an office worker. And kaishain is the word. He's just, an office guy. And he is a virgin on his 30th birthday. And he finds out, because he's a virgin on his 30th birthday, he gains the magical power to read the mind of anybody he's in physical contact with. And Well, he is kind
Isn't
of
the
like...
conceit that anyone in this world, if they stay a virgin, they will get a power?
I don't know enough about it to know.
Oh, okay.
But
I thought that was like the conceit.
Yes, Amanda, anyone who is 30 gets a power.
as long as they're a virgin.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they'll lose their power if they have sex.
Yeah. And he's just sort of like coming to grips with the fact he has this magical power. He accidentally reads his work colleague's mind. His work colleague is named Kurosawa. And it turns out all Kurosawa thinks of all day is like fucking railing him.
Oh, Spike, it's his boss.
It's his boss. His boss just thinks about railing him all day. And like he puts up this really professional front, like just very sober, very no nonsense. But all he's thinking about is just fucking blowing out Adachi's back like 24/7. And it's just, Adachi can't like let on that he knows in any way. And so I just want to see that because it sounds absurd and I really am down for that kind of plot.
Spike, do you still want to go see The Boy and the Heron?
Yes,
in
IMAX preferably.
Okay. When I get back from Texas, do you want me to try to arrange that?
Yes.
Okay.
In IMAX.
I'm like your secretary, but for having fun.
I need to be organized.
It's like, Spike, have you remembered to go outside and touch grass? I'm here to drag you outside and get you
Touching
to touch
grass is overrated. Although there is that one thing I talked about I would like to do with you and a few other folks. The rat hole. Okay, for folks who aren't aware,
let's go to
Chicago
the rat hole.
is a land of many holes. And one of the holes that has come to prominence lately is the rat hole, and it's up in like Logan Square, I think. And
Roscoe Village, I thought.
Oh, is it Roscoe Village?
I think so.
It's in. No,
unless
you're
I'm
probably
misremembering
right.
names.
It's in Roscoe Village, I believe that. And the general idea is, well, someone was like laying cement while they were repairing the sidewalk. A rat fell from an impressive distance.
Well, there's theories, but yes.
Yeah, and splatted into the semi-wet cement because now there is a perfect outline of a rat that just like wily coyoted into some wet sidewalk cement in Roscoe Village. And it's like unmistakably a rat. It's not like, your mind conjuring up images from abstract patterns. No, that shit's a rat. And everyone has been making pilgrimages to the rat hole. If you just look up rat hole Chicago, you will see it. And I defy you to tell me it's anything but what I just described. And I would like to
think it's a squirrel.
Oh no, that's a rat with that long tail. That's a rat.
Some people also think it might be a construction worker who has a rubber wrap and did a stamp.
I mean, it's not outside the realm of possibility.
Here's the thing. That would not ruin it for me.
Yeah.
I would still value the rat hole.
That would not ruin it for me either, but
I think rats are too small to die from
an impact
splat
like
damage.
That.
I mean, they can, but
sure.
they're unlikely, especially if it was wet cement.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a rat could have jumped. Rats can jump farther than people realize.
Yeah. It's got those
it could
big
have fallen
rat
from a
hips.
tree.
Yeah.
I mean, it could also have just been a dead rat and someone just stuck it there and was like, her. You never know. But no matter how it happened, archaeologists may never know, but the rat hole exists. And I would like, Spike, I want to make a pilgrimage
to the rat hole. And there is another hole in Chicago, actually. There is let's see what happens if I just... Yeah, okay. This is kind of hilarious because the Chicago rat hole is one completely different hole. And the Chicago Spire, ironically named Chicago Spire, is another hole. And it is a very big hole. And it has been a hole for over 10 years now. Anyone who lives in a city is probably familiar with the fact that city real estate, like the footprint of buildings in urban areas, is so expensive. It's so fucking absurdly expensive that actually building things, even when you have the land, that's just like step one complete. Just like getting the money to build something on that land that will get you the return on investment you likely seek is this whole new battle. And there has been a project in Chicago called the Chicago Spire. They've been trying to build for nearly as long as I've lived in this city. They've been trying to build it since the noughts. And they got decently far in that they actually started construction on one of the projects, and it was called the Chicago Spire. And they had to do what all large buildings in Chicago have to do. They have to work on the foundation hardcore before they do anything else. So they have to drill very, very, very deep in the ground and anchor everything because we are on a lakeshore and it's not super stable. And they did that. They dug very deep in the ground and they sort of coated everything with cement. And then they ran out of funding or somebody filed a lawsuit or something happened and they couldn't continue. And so now for over 10 years, I want to say for like 15 years nearly, there's just been this big hole that's called the Chicago Spire on premium fucking real estate by the lakefront. And I keep meaning to go look at it. I want to go look at the hole because apparently the security there is not great because, there's not a lot you can take. So yeah. I want to go look at the Chicago Spire and the rat hole. And Amanda,
we can go on a girls' day out and look at all the city's holes.
Yeah, Amanda's been joking. We should hole day. We should go and see all the holes.
I have not been joking. I have not once made a joke. I have been serious about doing a girls' day out to see all the holes.
Okay. It turns out I like this kind of dynamism more than I like the model. See, let this be a lesson to you folks. You just fucking do the goddamn sketch and then apply the model because
absolutely,
yeah. There we go. Now let's see.
I only use the model if I'm just trying to get perspective right, but I try to stick to my sketches as much as possible.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll actually I'll have my sketch, but I'll make my model in another window just because I want to know, okay, I like the sketch pose, but I don't know, how that would affect the perspective. So I'll have a model in another window in the same pose just so I can know, oh, it would curve this way. As a reference off to the side.
There we go.
Also, again, art is lying.
Art is lying. There we go. Even portraits people talk about, oh, it's so realistic. The heads are roughly 3 to 8% larger than they should be because it looks better that way.
Well, not just that, but things like the shading is deeper. The eye shines are always crystal clear and perfect, and so always match, almost always. There's definitely a style to it that people just go, this is realism. It's not. Also, people are not flat on paper.
Okay, I'm actually gonna leave
it is all a trick for your eyeballs.
Technically, that's page 50. Technically, that's page 50. So I don't.
How much chloroseptic? If I'm not, it's just bad if I drink it, right?
Drink
how much
what?
chloroseptic? Sorry, how much chloroseptic is too much chloroseptic?
Ask Chubby Emu. I'm sure he'll know.
I can't ask Chubby Emu because he'll just say, just don't drink a whole bottle of it. And I'm like, well, I wasn't planning on doing that, Mr. Emu.
And then you'll go, you're not my fucking dad, and chug it.
No, I will not.
That's what I do. By the way, I have great news, everyone. I went to the optometrist, and my retinas are fantastic.
We already went over this. That was your intro. That retinas were perfect. And
I thought my intro was that thank you for 2,000 followers.
Oh, that was just when we were talking off stream.
Yeah, that was off stream. Spike actually didn't do an intro. Spike just said, hi, we're live. And I was like, what the fuck
I
was
was so used to her doing a long intro that I just assumed that she bragged about perfect retinas.
No, I have wonderful retinas. I just went for, here's the thing. I'm 45 now, and the terror of, mortality is well ensconced. So these days, whenever I go to the doctor, whenever I go and get any kind of checkup, I assume they're going to find something horrible, even if I have no symptoms. And I went for my optometrist appointment because it's been 4 years and my glasses aren't great anymore. And I think my prescription is stronger. And I went and I was just like, okay, if they tell you your retina is detaching, you have to not freak out, because the thing is, you are experiencing no symptoms, so they caught it early, and that's good. So calm down, calm down. Whatever they tell you, calm down. And they did the whole battery of tests. They're like, yeah, you're fine. It's like, oh, okay.
What
like,
are the symptoms of your retinas detaching?
like big black spots in your vision, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's not a thing that happens to most people. There are people who have a terrifying genetic predisposition to just, you wake up one day and half your retina is hanging off the back of your eye, and there's kind of nothing you can do about it. But if that was a thing that you had a genetic predisposition for, you'd know. So
Sorry about the
Yeah,
parrot
because
noise. I nearly fell out of my chair.
that's not a thing that you don't realize is happening to a family member.
yeah, it's like, uh-oh, just like Grandpappy, you know, that's how it would be for you.
All right.
Look. Oh, this is a goddamn... That's stupid. I gotta make this a roster layer. This should not be a fucking vector layer. No wonder it's acting so funny.
Spike, I blue skied and tweeted about it, but did I tell you about the mistake I made that was making my Starry Night page just 3 gigabytes each?
Is this about recording?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
actually oh, go for it.
Yeah. For people in the chat, basically, I had, for one page, I wanted to record it beginning to end. Because I thought that'd be fun, record a whole page. But when I make a new page, I duplicate my old page. Just it's what I've always done. It's just my habit. But that means I was duplicating the last page's time-lapse history. and the time-lapse recording was still on, so it was also recording the new page. So then when I duplicated that page to start the next one, it was carrying over the time-lapse history from the previous, and I did that for 9 pages. And every time I'd open a Starry Night, every time I'd open a Starry Night page, it would take a few minutes, and I'm sitting there like, I don't understand. Like, this is, and every time it would save, it would freeze, and I'm just like, I don't get it. And I thought, no, maybe I accidentally made them really big, but no, that shouldn't be the case, because this computer has been modified and built for video editing, because I was doing that at the time. All the time, and I'm like, no, if it can handle like rendering, like this thing can 3D render pretty quickly, this should not be a problem. No, I'm just an idiot. I'm just a big dumbass. So if you're listening and use Clip Studio, turn your time lapse off, especially if you duplicate files.
I wish I had time lapse on for this for my last page, my extra super try hard page, but I was so sad. By the time I realized I should have had time lapse on, it was already done.
I'm pretty sure this is not your last try hard page.
Yeah, I like this try hard page though.
Yeah, and look at it. We can see the fruits of your efforts.
Yeah, I like it. It didn't turn out exactly how I wanted, but nothing ever does. So
yeah, that is art.
It's better that it exists than it stay in my head perfect and immaculate and exactly as imagined, and no one ever sees it.
Mine wasn't even perfect in my head, so I'm already ahead of the curve.
Woohoo! Let's see now.
I'm just here to draw gay animals.
I'm just here to draw sad murderers. They're so sad. Don't you feel bad for them?
No.
I'm currently drawing a confused murderer.
Oh, shit. I gotta show everybody something I'm super excited about. Hold on.
Yeah, okay, Kel, shut up.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
go for it,
like, no one talk but Spike.
Shut up, go for it.
I just said that I was drawing a confused murderer. You can go on.
Let me just... let me open this shit up. And hopefully this won't get us banned off of YouTube. Maybe it will. Who cares?
Probably not. YouTube's different from Twitch.
You should care. It's your company.
I manage it, but it's your YouTube.
Yeah, this YouTube gets shut down. Like, no sweat off Amanda and I's back. It's all on you.
Okay, in that
Twitch
case,
is fine.
I am going to... Do they still have MS Paint in this? They do.
Yeah, they still have MS Paint. It's also not as it used to be.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I mean, it depends on how you look at it. If you like the old crusty tools, the tools are not crusty anymore. Oh. I liked the old crusty tools, but it's nicer now, which again defeats the purpose of MS Paint to me. But oh shit! This whole time I could have been microwaving a lasagna.
Oh no.
Let me go start my microwave. I'm tired and hungry. Let me go start my lasagna microwaving.
Okay. Okay. We will go to downloads. There we are. Lasagna. Anyway. Yeah.
I like that earwormed in lasagna.
All right. We're going to go ahead and...
Okay, leave film on tray. Do not vent. Cook 3 minutes on high. Okay, I'll be right back, nerds.
Okay, I have to do a little... And you know what? I'm not even going to be try-hard about it. I'm not going to put, whoops, you can't put that in a Christian manga. I'm just going to... And down here, too, just to be safe. Because who knows? Who fucking knows? All right. And now...
God
I
damn
love
it.
the you can't put that in a Christian manga joke. That's great.
It's stupid as hell. I love it, too. All right. And that ought to do it. Oh, wow. That's very small. Is that really as big as it gets? Wow. Wow, that's terrible. Wow.
What is it?
I'm just looking at MS Paint here, and it's a thing.
It's MS Paint.
Thing.
Like what? Don't expect too much of MS Paint. It's always
Yeah,
been crusty.
It's definitely crusty.
It's
I can
less
tell you
crusty
that
than
much.
it used to be, but
Yeah.
it's still crusty.
I'm going to go ahead and just cover
Why are you
over
using MS Paint, by the way?
So it won't open in Clip Studio Paint.
You can hide your...
I suppose I could, but I'm halfway done now, so...
Okay,
all
right.
There we go. That's good enough. And this will be good enough. There we go. You can't see nothing.
I wonder if you're going to great efforts for something that's not going to matter.
I don't know. I just don't want... Like, I just got to 2,000 followers.
It's like you could have also sent it to me and I could have done all this.
It's okay. It's almost done. There we go. That's good enough. All right, and we are going to save it. And now we're going to open it.
I love my giant, not quite a narwhal lady.
Okay. So, here we go. I was very happy to get this. This is for the fucking old heads here. This is for the people who have been around for a bit.
Spike, that would not have mattered.
Yeah, I don't know the rules. But yeah, let's just go and censor some butts. Okay, so everybody. Folks who have been around for a while probably remember when I was on a site that was called, I shit you not, it was called Girl-O-Matic. And the whole idea is like comics made by girls. And I had a comic on there, and it was called Lucas and Odessa. And it was about what Kel briefly mentioned earlier in the show. It was about a gross old drunk and the 16-year-old girl who has a weird compulsion.
I think this conversation was also before we went live.
Yeah. Okay.
Because we were talking about Iron Circus stuff that is not public.
Yeah, and this is not public. This is a little treat for everybody watching. Like, you won't see this for likely at least a year. But this is a page I have been waiting on from the artist Meg Gandy for a bit, and it is exactly as I dreamed it would be. And let me just do a quick walkthrough of what you are looking at here. Yeah, oh yeah, Kristen, Girl-O-Matic is where Raina Tegelmeier got her start. And Hope Larson too. So it definitely the Girl-O-Matic alumni have gone on to quite amazing things. But this is a page of Lucas and Odessa. I believe it is page 48. And what you are looking at here is a thing that is ripped from the headlines. This is real life here. This is a thing that I will talk about in a minute. What is happening is Odessa, who is down here, who is a little girl, her mom came and woke her up. She was sleeping on the couch. Her mom came and woke her up, and her mom led her into the bedroom and showed Odessa her daddy in bed with who the mom is calling daddy's friend. And you can't really see it because let me just yeah, this is just kind of how it's got to be. Maybe if I zoom out a little bit, you can see the whole thing. And the mom is just going, see daddy's friend. It's like, good, look at it, good, remember it, okay? And this is a scene that I have like, I've been like waiting for Meg to draw, and I'm so glad that it's drawn now. I'm so happy. And this is something that actually happened. This is based on real life because when I was a kid, I had an uncle, and to this day I don't know what his proper name was, but everyone called him Moon, Moon. So to me, he was Uncle Moon, and he was not my actual uncle. Maybe you are familiar with the concepts of a play uncle. That is kind of like when a friend of the family is so close, the kids in the family call them uncle or auntie. And Uncle Moon was my play uncle. And all I remember is one day we'd gone a while without seeing Uncle Moon. And I asked about him. And my mom did this fucking 180 turn on me and looked at me and went, he is not your uncle. And that was just like out of the blue. I had no idea what was going on. I was like, okay. But years down the line, Uncle Moon stopped being my uncle because Uncle Moon went to jail and we don't know what for. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, you don't ask these kind of questions. But before he did, he was going off the rails for a good long time. And Uncle Moon had a daughter who was my babysitter. And I learned about what happened with the dissolution of Uncle Moon's marriage to my babysitter's mom is that, and she was like, 14, 15 when this happened. The mom came in the middle of the night and woke her up and said, hey, get up, be very, very quiet and come with me. And she got up and she went with her mom and they went to the guest room of the house. And the mom very quietly opened the door.
That's the wrong way.
And kind of like pushed her in front of the door frame so she could see in the room. And her dad was in bed with some lady she didn't recognize, and they were both naked. And the mom showed her that. She's like, you see? Or do you see? And my babysitter was like, yeah. And then she sort of pulled her out of the door frame and went, okay, so now that you know, I don't want you asking me why I divorced him. Because now you know why I'm divorcing him. It's like the first time she's heard this kind of talk. It's like, and now he can't lie to you either, because you've seen. Okay? Okay. And that fucking stuck with me when I first heard it years later. Like, wow. Like, I see the sense in doing that, but at the same time...
That's also extremely fucked up.
Exactly. That's a very fucked up thing to do to your child. But I see the sense in it. And yeah, that's what's happening in Lucas and Odessa here. Odessa, who is like 6 or 7, got woke up by her mom and escorted to the bedroom and is just like, okay, do you see what's going on here? Do you see daddy? Do you see daddy's friend? And that's what's happening. And so I don't want to hear any shit from you from now on about where's my daddy, because your daddy's the one who ruined the relationship. Okay. Yeah, it definitely, like, Kristen, it did not happen to me, and it left a very strong impression on me. Like, wow. Golly. So, yeah.
That, like, shitty situation of, look at your daddy's friend, and now you know why we're getting divorced, and that it's your dad's fault. There is a thing going around that was like, okay, obviously, like, toxic parents that need to get cut off are a thing.
Yeah.
But, do you ever think about, maybe the kid is the one that's toxic?
Whoa. How did they justify that?
Well, this is theoretically the child as an adult.
Oh, okay.
So... Like,
yeah,
because you can't cut off your parents until you are an adult.
Yeah.
Like,
I would argue toxic kids are definitely a thing, yeah.
But yeah, so you giving this example of, I want you to know it's your dad's fault, makes me think of, there was an Am I the Asshole post I read, where, someone who is more or less an adult. They are in college. Their parents are getting divorced. And their Am I the Asshole question was, am I the asshole for demanding to know whose fault the divorce is.
Ooh.
And
Okay.
and so when told we're getting divorced, the poster's response was, "Well, which one of you cheated?"
Uh-huh.
And the parents were like, "Neither of us. It's no one's fault. We're just getting divorced." And like that is, I guess, an answer the poster just could not accept. So he was like basically being extremely hostile
Mm-hmm.
to
Both
one of
parents.
his parents,
Oh.
assuming that that was the parent that must have cheated.
Oh, that's
Like,
not,
and that it's
no.
their fault. And it's like, all the Reddit comments are like, dude, sometimes people like
Yeah, grow
fall out of
apart.
love. Like,
For
they grow
sure.
apart. Like,
Yeah.
that's no one's fault. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's like if I suddenly decided I didn't want to live in a city anymore, and I decided my move is I had to go and buy 30 acres in Colorado and homestead and live off the grid and cut off the internet and just be that person for the rest of my life, that would probably be the end of my marriage because that's not what Matt signed up for.
mm-hmm.
Not what I signed up for either.
So yeah, so it's like, that's like the opposite situation of the thing you described, where the parent is like, it is definitely this one parent's fault.
Well, true. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that where I feel like the parent is being the shitty one, but also is making blame clear. Whereas the "Am I the asshole?" post is like, dude, your parents are people and people grow. Like,
Yeah,
chill the
insane.
fuck out.
Yeah, that's very bizarre. Just demanding to know who is
Also,
at
if
fault
one of them
here.
did cheat, I kind of just don't think that's, if they both agree it's not the kid's business. Sorry,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not your business. Sorry, kiddo. Even if
Yeah.
they're an adult, that's like, no, sorry.
Yeah. But I was just thinking the thing that made me do a 180 just now on toxic kids is number one, it's adult kids, so yeah, definitely. And number two, I remember. All right, for folks who don't know, now that police wear body cams, if you pay a nominal fee, and I'm talking like $30, $50, something like that, you can request the body cam footage of pretty much any case, anyone. And there are entire YouTube channels that their entire output is nothing but body cam footage from weird arrests. That's all it is. And there was this one that came on my dashboard that I kind of had to click. I try not to click those, but I had to click this one because it was just so bizarre. And what it was an old man who was censored because he was not the one being arrested. And he was parked by the side of the road in a relatively, it was like a nice car. It was like a Mercedes. And he was waiting, like standing maybe 20 feet from his own car, waiting for these cops. And the cops are like, "Okay, what's the issue? Why did you call us?" And he's all like, yeah, I'm literally officially done with my daughter." And he explained it as his daughter called him from rehab and basically said, "You have to come pick me up right now." And he did it even though he knew he shouldn't. And then "You have to come pick me up from rehab right now" turned into "You have to drive me downtown and buy me a fix." And when he said no, she started getting crazy and violent. And now she refused to get out of his car. And he's like, "I can't get her out on my own. I need you guys to get her out of my car. I can't get her out on my own." And they're all like, "Okay, this is going to get physical, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm like done. I'm like fucking done. I'm so done."
Oh, my
And
lasagna. I'll be right back.
lasagna. And yeah, what ensued was like, this woman was not well, dude. Like it was just kind of like wild how not well she was, and I could see why the cops would need to be called to get this woman out of this guy's car.
So,
And so yeah, toxic kid, absolutely a thing.
Also on the toxic kid, this is another "Am I the asshole?"
Mm-hmm.
It was, Am I the asshole for telling my brother, if you burn down the village, don't expect it to be there to help raise your kids?
Fair enough.
And basically, the situation was that
I'm back.
the poster was one of like 5 kids. Their mom died when they were like 12, so their older brother, who's the one that they said don't expect the village to be there if you burn it down, was like maybe 16 or something.
Okay.
And then dad got remarried.
Okay.
And stepmom did her best to be friendly, but also, you know, respect kids' boundaries, and I won't try to replace your mom.
Yeah, I won't make you call me mom, sure.
Yeah, so
or else. That's my threat.
all the kids except for the older brother get along with stepmom.
Okay.
Older brother is actively hostile to stepmom the entire time until he moves out as an adult. Okay. And then he refuses to come to Christmas if she's going to be there.
Okay.
And does not attend other holidays. Like, whenever he invites the family to something, he explicitly says she cannot come.
Okay.
So he has been actively hostile to her his entire adult life.
Sure.
And now all the kids are grown up and are starting to have their own kids. And stepmom is being a grandma and giving free babysitting to the other kids.
Okay.
And then he is mad at her for not giving, oldest son is mad at her for not giving him free babysitting for his kids.
That shit is bizarre behavior.
And he called to vent to the poster. And the poster was like, well, if you burn the village down, don't expect it to help raise your kids. Like,
that's just like, why would it even occur to you to try and get that from someone you've been openly hostile to for like 10 years?
I mean, Spike, we've
more
met
than 10
like
years.
That's absolutely true. It's like some people, like, there's got to be some kind of like personality disorder, because some people like behave in hideous ways to the people around them and then are shocked when they're either excluded from things or refused things by the people they like actively tried to crash. It's like so bizarre. It's so bizarre.
Kristen, I think the poster was like, when people were like, did your stepmom do something to your older brother? He was like, not that I'm aware of, but my dad also doesn't talk to him. And it's like, well, yeah, because his wife isn't invited to any of the things. Like, and he has said, like, this holiday, it's me or your wife to, so like, so yeah, so it's basically he has a shitty relationship with his entire family because he insists on being actively hostile to this lady who, again, it's the fact that the other 4 kids
are not
get along with her fine, and the fact that his dad doesn't talk to him either is like, yeah, the problem's probably this dude. But the poster did not get into it because he was like, to respect my brother's privacy, and it's like, okay, but
that's one of the things that I think a lot of people don't count on when they throw down ultimatums. It's like, don't be so sure you're going to be the one that they go for. Because if you say it's me or the dog, a lot of the times it's gonna be the fucking dog without a second thought, and then now you have to live like in Morrowind. Was it Morrowind? Yeah, in Morrowind, there's this thing. All right, I'm sorry, this is such a bizarre tangent, but in the game Morrowind, you can kill anyone, including quest vital characters for the main quest. If you kill someone who is quest vital in Morrowind, a pop-up comes up that says, with the death of this character, the thread of destiny has been severed. Reload an earlier save to continue your quest or persist in the doomed world you have created. And it was such a distinct statement that I remember it pretty well. And some people sever the thread of destiny and are not prepared to persist in the doomed world they have created. Like, if you go to your kid and you go, dump that guy, it's me or your husband. And your kid goes, husband, and turns around and walks away, that's kind of it for you. Like you can hold your ground, but the decision's been made, you know?
Yeah.
And I think some people are genuinely not ready for that.
And I think in the example that you gave, me or your husband, even if you're trying to save them from like an abusive relationship, you might have been falling into the abuser's trap.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because the abuser will probably have an easier time abusing that kid that you might be trying to save if they have.
I mean, but also there are
family.
times when you gotta give an ultimatum.
Yeah.
I hate. I always hesitate. You know, my brother is such a delicate subject because, you know, he's no longer with us, and it was very tragic. But also, I had to like convince my mom to kick him out of her house. Like, there was that kind of, it's a whole thing. And I had to like convince her, you need to give him an ultimatum. Like, he needs to make the decision. Like, because some people won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Especially parents, I think. Parents can be pretty
just that you got to be prepared to
deal with the consequences of said ultimatum.
Yeah, of not being the one that gets chosen. You need to be prepared for that.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people aren't. I really do. I think a lot of people are so sure they're going to be the one, or they use it as like a tool to control people. Yep. And if that tool doesn't work, you know, oh well, guess you don't get to see your kid again. Or your grandkids. And it's just, I have sat there and, what is the term? Lurked. That's the term. I have lurked. There are forums on the internet that are exclusively for disowned parents, and they all sound fucking insane.
Yeah.
They all sound, and it's like one of those things where I can see why your kid doesn't fucking talk to you. And
have you seen,
you unironically use Trump derangement syndrome. You know, I can see why your kid doesn't talk to you.
There was a trans YouTuber who went undercover on various TERF Facebook groups. And posted like some of the batshit stuff that they say when their trans kid cuts them off. Like, and
brainwashed
like,
by Tumblr.
Well, it's
I don't think Tumblr's
like,
on their radar.
Okay.
They have
They don't think Tumblr did it. They think the like trans Illuminati brainwashed their kid, not Tumblr.
Sure.
That's the thing, is like Tumblr never really reached that level of like public awareness.
I love that.
Yeah. These old ladies don't know what Tumblr is. Like they think it's like the trans cabal brainwashing children. Like
you laugh, Spike, but they genuinely think this. This is not even exaggeration.
Yeah. I can believe it. I can absolutely believe it, because it's like shit like that is easier to deal with for a lot of people because it externalizes the locus of fault. So it's just like, it's not my fault my kid don't talk to me. It's the fault of an international conspiracy.
Yeah, so it's basically they're all like giving each other advice on how to abuse and gaslight their children and like emotion.
It's not to that extreme, but I definitely told you about my dad's conspiratorial shit, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of people who, this my personal theory. This is my personal theory. It's kind of ironic how hard boomers fall for certain shit because they're
I'm
the
not
ones
talking
that...
about like Trump stuff.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about
No.
he, for most of my life, is convinced my mother has a master plan document written up to ruin his life.
Oh my god. And, naturally, some people just function better if they think there are villains.
He swore to me he's seen it and got a peek at it. He thinks my mom has, for most of my life, kept a very detailed document that outlines her master plan to ruin his life.
Mm-hmm. And how's that plan going?
I mean, But here's the thing.
His life is pretty shit, so...
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing. Her plan is apparently working because none of his kids talk to him.
And that is all her fault somehow.
He managed to produce 6 children that don't speak to him. Okay, wait, one does. I'm sorry, one does. But she outright told me... Well, okay, well, no, he's never going to hear this. So, but she outright told me, was like, yeah, no, I know he's shitty, but, like, I feel bad. He needs someone in his life.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Then perish. Then perish.
Admittedly, they're the youngest, so, like...
Yeah. Then perish.
Anyway, but
yeah.
like he apparently, I mean, here's the thing: life has just probably proven his weird theories right. That it's true. She did manipulate all the children and has like turned like lawyers against me and judges against me, an entire community. It's so fun.
Lawyers and judges. Yeah, exactly. Some random lady called up a judge presiding over a case you're involved with, and the judge went, "Well, I usually enforce the rule of law, but you make a compelling argument because you did write up this whole Word doc." That's exactly how life works.
Oh my god, he's just a nut job.
Yeah, I honestly, here's the thing: I think stupidity is depicted very poorly in most fiction. I think genuine stupidity is harder to depict in fiction. I think a lot of people kind of default to, dunce cap, they. That's not how actual stupid people are. Actual stupid people like incredibly simple answers. And there is no answer simpler than, here is the source of all my misery. It is one person / organization.
Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
My dad is dumb as shit.
Yeah.
But I don't think this is coming from that.
A place of stupidity? What do you figure it's coming from?
I feel I don't know. My dad, I don't know. That's the thing. I just don't think it's stupidity. I think there's an emotional damage component because.
Oh, okay.
Because he wasn't always like this. Is the thing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like he went from like there was a period of time where my dad used to sit me down and have genuine conversations about how racism and homophobia are bad.
Huh.
And
So what happened?
I don't know.
Wow.
I have a distinct memories of going on drives and my dad having these serious conversations. And now he thinks Mexicans are stealing everyone's jobs, and he didn't want me to move to Chicago because the neighborhoods are quote unquote dark. and he said worse things. I'm saying the things I feel comfortable having also come out of my own mouth.
I've been black my entire life. I don't need hints.
No, this is for Spike. You're not the only one listening to me talk right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying. I'm saying the things that I am comfortable repeating.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Something happened, but it's not our problem. Is the thing.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to bear it.
It's not your job to fix it. Whatever it was.
Yeah, no, something clearly happened.
And it's not your job to endure it either.
No, something clearly happened, but I stopped knowing him when I was basically 17, so I was basically a child the entire time. So it's I was, no, sorry, I never had the tools to deal with this. Sorry, buddy. No one did.
Yeah.
I left with all my shit in trash bags. Goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, it's one of those things where I think people just kind of there is this impulse in older people to think they've got this, no pun intended, trump card, this like ultimate fucking, what is it, blue eyes white dragon bullshit move, where they think, well, yeah, but I'm your mom, yeah, but I'm your dad, so no matter
young
what,
people
at the end
do
of
that too.
Say what?
I think young people do that too a lot.
Oh, yeah. Or the like, yeah, no matter what I do though, you've got to like me and be loyal to me and do what I say because. And it's like, no.
Oh, for sure. There's definitely that.
No, that's absolutely not the case.
Oh, no.
Not only can you not pull
Spike,
that card.
I linked you to the Undercover and Turf Facebook video.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I like
There's
that.
3. That's the first one.
I don't know if it was
because
worth
they did extensive undercover work. What's really funny is their fake name is Carol Marinara, and
that's a good one.
Apparently, no one thought this person named after a sauce is not real.
Well,
I'll be right back. My lasagna's ready.
Yeah, to be fair, I live like a block and a half away from Cacciatore Real Estate. So there's a family around here that runs a real estate agency called Cacciatore.
Yeah, it's just funny that like they have like the most generic cartoon icon. Like it's one of those little like make yourself in a cartoon like generator things.
Website that's full of those.
Yeah. And
what it's called. How small do you need to be?
And apparently the cheat code to get invited to the extra turf land is to be more homophobic than the regular turf section, and then you get invited to the elite turf.
Oh no!
Secret elite turf section.
Yeah, the ones where what's her name? That shitty blonde lady that's okay with Nazis showing up to her rallies.
She has like a cutie pie name, doesn't she? Like Poppy or something.
Either Posey Parker or Parker Posey, and I know one is like an MMA fighter, and the other is this horrible fascist woman. And I'm sorry that I cannot tell them apart.
Don't mix them up. MMA doesn't deserve that. Where is that? There.
I'm eating my lasagna now.
That sounds good.
It's okay. I got it from the convenience store. It's fine.
So, yeah, so like this person ended up having conversations with said horrible fascist woman because, like, apparently the easy way to get invited to the upper echelons of turfdom is to be a homophobe as well.
Not surprising.
Yeah, completely unsurprising that all of their "we're protecting lesbians" is just nonsense.
Fake bullshittery. Yeah, it also makes me think of like when every once in a while there'll be this woman who decides she's going to be a conservative influencer, and then she acts all fucking like monocle popped when they tell her shut up and get in the kitchen. It's like, bitch, they hate you too. They're down for your oppression as well.
Leopards, faces, etc.
Exactly.
Sack of Books is saying it is Posey Parker is the fascist.
And Parker Posey is the MMA fighter? Let's see.
They're an actress now.
Oh.
They're also maybe also a shithead. They're just not an active fascist.
I'm gonna look at Parker Posey's Wikipedia. They are 55. Okay. Studied drama at State University of New York. That's fine. Oh, they were in Dazed and Confused. Okay. All right, I think I remember them now. Because if you're my age, you've watched Dazed and Confused.
Again, age doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it was one of those things where there was significantly less media around when I was young, and significantly less.
Oh, they're one of the yuppies in Best in Show.
Yeah, they seem like a nice person.
Okay, then I was
Poor
confusing
Parker
them.
Posey. How could you do this to her? Oh dear, were you in Superman Returns? Oh dear, I'm so sorry, Parker.
She's
She
great
probably
as
got
a
paid.
horribly. Parker Posey is great in Best in Show.
Yeah. Oh no, she was in Coneheads too. I'm sorry, Parker.
Again, they probably got paid.
Yeah, they probably got paid real good. Yeah, they stay busy. They look like kind of one of those workaday actors who it's like they've never, had like a massive breakout kind of thing. They're like BC list their entire career, but they stay fucking busy. Yeah.
Oh,
And at the
man.
very top of Parker Posey's Wikipedia article, it says, not to be confused with Parker McKenna Posey or Posey Parker. Oh, God. Poor woman. I'm sorry, Parker Posey. Probably got some weird hate.
Parker's the fascist.
Yeah, poor Parker Posey probably has like the occasional weird hate tweet aimed at them, and they're like, "What? No, I can't even live on that island. What are you doing?"
God, I was hungry. Holy shit.
Indie film It Girl. Yes, Alan Lord, that feels very accurate. Indie film It Girl.
Posey Parker's not even her real name.
But Parker Posey is her real name.
Yeah.
Interesting. You learn all kinds of things here on the Geek Show, don't you, everyone? We're so educational.
Meh.
We do so much for the world.
Meh.
Yeah.
I'm so bummed.
Why?
I missed out. So, the escape room I work at,
Yes.
the shifts are kind of first come, first serve.
Sure.
And I was out of the house when they dropped the shifts. And when I came home, they were all taken for a particular week. And I'm like, I just don't work that week, I guess. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Amanda.
Okay. So I'm having to adjust because, like, oh, this is my new normal. Wee.
Mm-hmm. That aspect of shit. There we go. But for anyone who is concerned, Amanda does not have COVID.
Posey Parker's real name is Stupid.
Well, if my name was Stupid, I'd change it too.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay. But yeah, the escape room
sounds like someone who would be a TERF.
Is it one of those double-barreled names?
It's Kelly J. Keen Minischel.
So yes. Not to shit on people with double-barreled names. It's just when I hear that in England, it's like, Okay, again, I'm old, so the reference that always comes up when I hear double-barreled names is, like, Monty Python had this bit about like the upper class twit Olympics. And all of the people in the upper class twit Olympics had names like Smith Smythe Smith and Nigel Incubator Jones. And if you're a fucking old as shit goddamn Gen Xer like me, you remember like the first time you were exposed to Monty Python and shit like upper class twit Olympics.
I don't think it's the generational thing.
Yeah, but they're just the idea that people have these like double-barreled names. I will always think of Nigel. I will always think of Nigel Incubator Jones. It just never fails.
Yeah, there are people younger than me that are like, how have you never seen Monty Python? I'm like, I just haven't.
Mm-hmm.
Life just be like that sometimes.
Hello, this is entertaining. Podcast again where we watch movies.
I know, but again, I have been in hell. repeatedly.
I'm right here, Amanda. God.
Huh?
No.
You're not retail.
True. But hey,
Yeah,
pencil
no.
ears, hello! Thank you for coming.
No,
You're just in
again,
time. Oh.
before I started the retail, I was having some other problems, and then December starts, I started a retail job and my other job, and I still had other shit to do when I got home, so just eventually, well, actually, no, now that I have the escape room job and things are evening out, actually, I might be able to do it again, Kel. Because, again, now I have a schedule and another source of income, so now I can start telling other things no. So, now, perhaps, we can return to it. But sitting and watching, like, a movie for 2 hours was just like, oh, no, I would much rather, like, hold a rat and watch TV.
Get screamed at by a cat.
Yeah, I would rather be drawing little rabbits. And the thing is, like, it's mostly just because, like, whatever we watch, I'm gonna have to pay attention to too. It can't be I half watch it, because then what's the point?
Yeah, that's a designation that didn't exist when I was younger. Media that, like, I'm comfortable not really even paying attention to, but should be playing. that was a distinction that has evolved in the 21st century.
I mean, I guess.
I don't know. I've always watched TV while doing things, so I feel like I've always felt like TV is stuff that I have to pay attention to.
Like, I've always had, like,
that's why I have a really, like, high threshold for bad TV. Like, I've gotten really far in really bad TV shows, mostly because, like, well, the remote is all the way over there.
You are not encouraging me to take your recommendations in the future with this.
I don't recommend those bad shows to people.
Kel warns you when the things are bad.
Yeah. Like, I'm not telling people to watch that horrible werewolf show that Amanda and I watched together, that Amanda fell asleep during. I'm telling them to watch Teen Wolf instead.
Fair enough. But yeah, I have also been talking to Amanda about something else, and I'm going to get really boring and dry now. So congratulations, Pencilier. You came at just the worst moment.
No!
Okay, so here's the thing. Iron Circus got its office space in 2014. And I know that for a fact because I remember when I scheduled a sort of a preview of the office space in the building. And I was standing outside the building waiting for the real estate agent, looking at the Smut Peddler doubleheader wind down. And when he came over, he was like, "Oh, hello, are you Spike? I'm here to show you the office. How are you doing?" And I just went, "Great!" And I just turned my phone around and shoved it in his face. And that was 2014, so people didn't know what the fuck Kickstarter was.
Well, no, that's not a Smut Peddler doubleheader, because Smut Peddler 2014 would be what happened in 2014.
The first Smut Peddler was in 2012, and I'm pretty sure the doubleheader was in 2014.
No, because you had Smut Peddler 2014, and then you had the doubleheader was after that because it was.
Oh, no, you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right. I'm talking about Smut Peddler 2014, not the doubleheader. Excuse me.
Yes.
So the doubleheader.
2014 is in the title of 2014.
Yeah, 2014 happened, and I shoved it in his face. I was like, "Great!" And he didn't understand what I was doing because that was 2014, and Kickstarter was still, believe it or not, kind of not a thing in the popular imagination at that point. And I had to explain to him what was happening, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. There are like enough people online that's possible." And I was like, "Yes." And that's when I got the office space. But my office space price has gone up 4 figures since then, which I guess, I should have expected because, yeah. But at the same time, I started doing the math recently. And if I was paying that in a mortgage, which obviously the business can afford it because I've been like just doing it for the past several years. If I was paying that in a mortgage, a 30-year mortgage, I could just afford a fucking $800,000 building if I was just paying that. And that's been kind of rattling around in my head for the past week or so. And I'm just like, why am I renting? if I could go and I could find some industrial building
Yeah,
around
especially
here.
if you're just paying the same amount of money that you're already paying. Why not?
Yeah, it's literally the same amount of money. And why not just find a place? And why not just fucking buy it? And then at least, number one, the rent won't keep going up. And number two, at the end of 30 years, I'd own it.
I mean,
And
there's also upkeep costs and stuff.
there's also upkeep costs. There's also all kinds of things. Like, it's not as simple as I make it out to be. But at the end of the day, buying a place and paying the exact amount that I'm paying already in rent is smarter. Because at least I'm getting equity. And a few years ago, that was not a thing that I could have considered. But now I can. And so I've just been kind of like floating on this cloud of daydreams of what this could possibly mean for Iron Circus. And one of the things that I have been thinking of, and Amanda has been subject to this, so everyone just mourn for Amanda's sanity as I talk her ear off about this kind of shit.
I already have my talking points ready. I'm ready to go.
And one of the things that I think about
with my butting in.
This is very, pie in the sky. I'm not sitting here going, this is all definitely how it would turn out. But, like, why not buy a building and the bottom floor is the warehouse and the office. And the top floor, I could just fucking live there. Because why not? Because that would eliminate...
Like, not in your condo anymore?
Yeah, like, not in my condo.
Okay.
The thing about when I got where I currently live, we got it when the market had crashed. So we massively underpaid for it. So if we sold it now, we would get way more than we paid. Simply by dint of, if we just didn't even touch it, it would go for a lot more than we paid. And why not just pump that money into that place as a down payment and then just get a building that's a combo warehouse living space, a live workspace? Why not do that? And then, why not have that? I already like the aesthetic of, the loft apartment. Like the warehouse apartment.
I can think of one reason.
What is the one reason, Amanda?
You like to be in cities.
I do like to be in cities, and there are places that are in Chicago that I could be in. Like, I went on... If you go on LoopNet, that's where they sell commercial real estate, and you say, my ceiling is $800K in Chicago, Illinois, show me what you got. They have stuff for you.
Oh, yeah, I just saw one of the places you were showing me. I'm like, I don't know if you want to live there.
Yeah. But, I mean, the places exist. Nothing that is making me, feral with need right now, but it's something I do plan on keeping an eye on.
There was that one, Nabisco factory that you showed me that
yes,
you liked?
I would have loved to live in the Nabisco factory, but the Nabisco factory is... I know how that sounds, but if y'all just Google Nabisco factory Chicago
then Spike
lofts,
really would be a Keebler elf.
Yep.
I would be a Keebler elf. Yeah, if you just search that Nabisco factory Chicago lofts, you will see. They're fucking great. And I know lofts are not the cool place to be anymore, but I love the aesthetic.
Who cares?
So,
Who cares? Who cares if there's a cool place to be?
I love the aesthetic. I would love to live in a loft. I do.
Spike wants to live her Keebler elf dream.
No, I want to live the bullshit Gen X dream that all people my age, who wanted to move to cities when they grew up, had, where they were gonna live in the fucking rent loft, the fucking flash dance loft. It was just a big factory. It's just that was sort of the dream. I'm gonna get out of here and I'm gonna move to the big city. And that's the kind of place that you wanted to live, if that's what you wanted. And I was lucky enough to get something a lot like that when I finally bought, by pure fucking dumb chance. And I could go even harder in that direction in theory.
Have you? Well, actually, I shouldn't location drop. Never mind.
Yeah, don't location drop.
I'll type it to you.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, this is a thing that I've been thinking about, the amount of fucking rent I pay, one of the things that is stopping... Oh, careful. Yeah. Lofts are super cool. The problem is the rent loft isn't up to code, yeah.
Oh, never mind. That'd be leasing anyway, so never... Ignore me.
Yeah. The plumbing, heating, installation stuff becomes your problem to bring up to living standards. That is true. But there are built-out lofts there, so.
But another point worth bringing up is, for example, one of the places you showed me,
Mhm.
and I know that wasn't in the running, but like you were using it as an example, it did not have, what's it called? Climate-controlled
Anything.
storage.
Yeah, that is
And when
definitely
most
something
of
we'd
your
have to
stuff
worry
is
about.
paper,
Yeah, yeah.
that's one rainy
I mean,
season
there
and
are
all
a
your books are
million.
goofed.
There are a million considerations.
Yes.
And I'm not saying I have it all worked out or that it's even something I'm definitely going to do, but it's a thing that I can't help but think about every time the rent check clears, you know?
Yeah.
Like, why am I fucking doing this? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But, you know, this is all very... The eggs haven't even been laid yet, and I'm counting chickens. That's the level we're currently at.
Stretching. I wish I had more lasagna.
I think I went to Trader Joe's today and I got
are you gonna
tater
flaunt your wealth, your
tots.
food wealth?
Yeah, nothing says flaunting wealth like going to Trader Joe's.
Yes.
I go to Trader Joe's and I got some tater tots. So I know what I'm gonna have for dinner. Have a few tater tots. Shut up.
Bougie
I
type.
had a cheeseburger and a blueberry shake.
Oh, that sounds nice. I don't think I've ever had No, I've had a blueberry smoothie. I've never had a blueberry shake.
I haven't had proper groceries in a while because I just haven't had time to cook. But now I'm entering a phase where I have to start cooking again. This is literally costing money.
Yeah, I do the big bulk cooking, you know.
But I've been in hell.
Yeah.
I guess it was a blueberry smoothie because it's blueberries, yogurt, and milk.
Okay.
And
it was very purple, right?
Yeah, I like blueberries. They're really good.
I like a good banana shake and I like a strawberry shake, but I don't like a banana strawberry shake.
I don't like bananas. I don't like the texture.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like shakes unless they're bad for you.
Mm-hmm. How much space are you renting and what is it being used for? There's ways to optimize that. Good question. How much space am I renting?
I can look up the square footage because I made a 3D model.
Oh, okay.
Give me a second. I made a 3D model of Spike's office warehouse.
My mom keeps having to represent people who are living in the world's worst converted post-industrial spaces, like a bunch of people living in a fire trap of a former dentist's office. Oh, God, that sounds terrible.
Okay. Is it all one room? This is 1,606 square feet.
Okay, so yeah, that's what the Iron Circus office space is, 1,600 square feet.
Mostly it's book storage. With a
lot of book storage,
with a
couple
little office
tables,
area.
and a little kitchen.
And the office area is one half of is Matt's active office area. And the other half, which is shrouded in shadows, is what used to be a little office area for Spike, but she works at home mostly. Yeah. So, you look over and it looks haunted. It looks desolate and covered in dust and haunted. And there's, remnants of extremely old projects and crowdfunds that are, 10 years old at this point.
Yeah, because I used to have a big dry erase board.
You do? No, it's not used to, do.
Well, I used to update it, but I don't use that anymore because, frankly, doing stuff digitally is just easier.
Nah, I disagree, but...
I got a dim view of converted spaces. I understand pencilers, and that is completely fair. But most of the places I'm looking at right now already are converted and have been for a while because Chicago got revitalized in the 80s and as a result there's a lot of loft spaces around here because it used to be a big shipping town and some of them are really fucking nice. And I just I'm having just really weird floaty visions of where I'm going to be 365 days from now. It's not worth moving on anything until everything's absolutely certain. But if it becomes certain, things are going to change dramatically. And I'll be in a place where I never thought You know, I didn't fucking get into cartooning going, oh, I know, I'll eventually just buy a place that's worth fucking, 4/5 of $1 million. Like, that's not a thing that ever entered my
This
brain.
seems like a weird conversation to have
as
for
a possibility.
podcast.
But it might happen. It might happen, and it might actually be the financially intelligent choice if it does happen, which would be fucking weird. Because keep in mind, with the distributor, we also pay storage fees for all the books we print that are kind of sitting at the distributors if they're over a certain amount. So if I had more storage space and we could just put them in the warehouse, we could save that money. That'd be pretty cool. Anyway, my life is weird now.
I don't know. I've seen how the current storage is. You got to get that shit organized before you think about this stuff.
That's what I need you for.
I know. We'll make our meeting. But here's the thing. I want you to be there when we talk. I want you to be there in person when we talk about it.
Sure. I can do that.
Cool.
Yeah. I'll make it a double trip. We'll talk about the office and then we can go to Park to shop.
You need a special occasion to go to Park to shop?
No, I mean, it's just there, though.
Yeah,
okay.
All right.
We'll go to Park to shop and get
Spike
some,
doesn't leave her house, so anytime she leaves, it's a special occasion.
Believe me,
literally just told you I went to Trader Joe's this afternoon.
Believe me, I know.
I hate y'all.
Crying on her stupid.
We all know that you're Howard Hughesing it.
My fucking dream is to Howard Hughes it, dude. I would love to Howard Hughes it. That'd be amazing.
Just piss in jars and
keep
tell
my
everyone to leave.
Keep my toenail clippings in fucking mayonnaise jars and watch Ice Station Zebra 50 times in a row every day.
Yeah.
That's the dream. Walk around with tissue boxes on my feet.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh. Also, an all wooden airplane. I want that. So yeah. But yeah, I just life is strange for me now. Life is strange. Not in a way I disapprove of, but you know. Anyway, Kel, when are you moving to Chicago?
Oh God, stop that.
I'm not. It's too cold.
Oh, really? How's the snow up there in Portland?
Spike, we just had this conversation. The snow in Portland is different. I'm saying this as someone who lived in Portland, now lives in Chicago, and prefers Chicago. The snow in Portland is different. If you do not like snow, Portland is fine, even if it snows. If you do not like snow, you do not want to be in Chicago.
Chicago rules.
What is the temperature in Chicago right now?
It is 29 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, it was 28 when I went to the store earlier.
Yeah.
It's going to get worse this weekend.
It is 47 here in Portland.
Gross. But yeah, have you got your dog in the freezer still? No, Kristen. Lucinda has been sent on her way. Lucinda, hopefully, fingers crossed, as we speak, is underneath a pile of dermestid beetles. So hopefully I will get her skull back soon.
Yeah. Spike, if I move, I'm moving to a place with less snow, not with more snow.
Gross.
I'm going to move to a place that's on fire.
You're probably going to move to California then.
Yeah, probably.
California's the fucking worst. I'm sorry to everyone here who lives in California, but not for $1 million fucking dollars.
Screw your preferences, Cal.
Well, no, here's the thing.
I need to move to a place without grass because telling me to touch grass is a threat. I'll die.
Yeah,
I should never touch grass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not allowed to snow tomorrow like they're threatening.
I hope you enjoy The Lion King.
Good luck.
It's
such a storm they fucking named it.
The Lion King on Broadway is very, very pretty. I don't know if you've seen it before, but it's really cool looking.
Are we talking about Broadway stuff?
No.
Miss Ellesmere said in the chat that she has tickets to Lion King Broadway, which is in Portland this month.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Because I just, again, with my whole, I just sort of let the YouTube thing just play while I work. I learned all about Andrew Lloyd Webber's latest play.
Yeah,
Bad
it's really
Cinderella?
bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bad Cinderella is just so fucking. It's so.
Do you watch? So
it's
you
not-
watch Wait in the Wings?
I watch Wait in the Wings. I watch a couple other people too, just because like it's one of those things. I have no knowledge, none of musical theater, so it's really fun to listen to people who know what they're talking about talk about it.
Well, we assume they know what they talk about. They know.
Well, we're assuming. Well, they definitely sound like they do.
No, here's the thing. I have, in the last many, many, many years of watching YouTube, I've done a thing where I've really tried to figure out what am I actually getting from this. Because here's the thing. I have, on so many occasions, watched a YouTuber. I'm like, they seem to know what they're talking about. And then suddenly they talk about something I know about. I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
They don't know shit.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing that
And
you have to be careful
And
about.
it's made me, my new thing, my not new, but this has been like the last, like, what, 4 years thing is really figure out why do I like this? What am I actually learning? Because there, for example, there are a few video essay YouTubers I watch. And they'll give like breakdowns of movies I've never seen. And I'm trying real hard. I was like, I need to come out of this. I don't need to have an opinion on this movie. What I need to do is, what if they taught me about movie making that I can learn from what they have to say about it? You know what I mean? Because there have been so many times where it's like, oh, I learned something cool about making movies. Wow, this must be a bad movie. And then I saw the movie and I loved it. And I was like, well, it was still valuable what they had to say. Yeah. But maybe I shouldn't form opinions off of something I haven't seen just because someone else had an opinion.
Yeah, I usually, even if someone is saying a movie is bad, sometimes when I watch a YouTube essayist talk about a movie, it makes me interested in seeing the movie to form my own opinion, even if they're like, oh, but the movie's bad. And but that's why, like, as listened to on previous episodes of this YouTube show, Lindsay Ellis is wrong about Rent. And a lot of people are, partly because they're parroting her arguments about it. But she's at least seen Rent, so I'm more annoyed at the people that just copy her arguments.
Okay.
But yeah, so I try to like watch a thing for myself before I form an opinion. Like, so I have read Twilight. When everyone was shitting on it, I was like, well, I need to see like what's actually in here. And I've read a lot of bad things, just so I know, like, with my own brain, what was going on.
Yeah. This actually makes me think about, there's a music reviewer called The Needle Drop. You've probably seen him, Anthony Fantano. If you listen to any kind of music criticism on YouTube, he probably comes up in your recommendeds. He's like this bald white guy with chunky glasses, wears a lot of plaid. And he is really prominent in musical criticism on YouTube. And I completely disagree with him about like his general taste in music. Like, if he says an album is bad, I probably think it's good. And if he thinks an album is good, I probably don't care for it. And it's just kind of like the one thing we agree about is like Chance the Rapper's The Big Day is kind of hilariously awful, but I think everyone kind of agrees on that.
Penciliers, the puppets in the Lion King Broadway are very cool looking. Spike, if you have not seen them, you should just
I've seen them. I've seen them.
Yeah.
But I like listening to Anthony Fantano, even though he hates everyone I like, for the same reason I would occasionally read Pitchfork reviews, because Pitchfork, if anyone even remembers that music review site, Pitchfork had a massive hate boner for like every band I really like. And when I talk about that, I'm talking like they hated Clutch and they hated NASA especially. And I really like Clutch and NASA are like my two top acts, period. And they fucking could not shit on those guys enough. And
if they're sorry, finish.
And I just said, I'm just interested in seeing why other people don't like them. It's like, usually when people tell me, oh, you listen to Clutch, I'm like, yeah, and? Like, their only excuse is, that's butt rock. And? So?
I think there's definitely something to be learned from why. So even if you don't agree with it, it's something you can learn from. Why don't they like it? Why doesn't they like the thing?
Why doesn't they like?
Yeah.
It's if it's a YouTuber that talks about media,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't go watch the media for myself afterwards, it's usually because I think the YouTuber's funny. Like, I'm never gonna play Deus Ex, but I like H Bomber Guy's video about it because it's funny.
Yeah, like,
and
I'm never gonna watch Ruby, but I enjoy the review. But I'm also not gonna tell people I've never seen it, so I'm not gonna tell people it's shit because I saw the review.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Me not know.
Part of why I really liked Jack Saint's videos is because he would just have like a completely wild take. That, like, I feel like most normal people watching a movie would not think up of. Like, that Cars 2 is about how eugenics is good, actually. And, like,
Clutch
because
knows.
it's so extreme and ridiculous, that makes the whole video funny.
But also,
Pencilers are saying Clutch knows you listen to them. I know, I'm so fucking embarrassed.
But also, like, for going back to what I was saying about the interesting points is, even though, like, I refuse to form an opinion on
Ruibi.
I refuse to form an opinion because I have not seen it, but I still feel like I learned something from watching it that I can apply elsewhere, if that makes sense. Like, no, I don't. I feel like there's stuff I learned that I was entertained, but I also learned stuff, and I feel like I can apply that elsewhere without having any opinion on Ruby.
Apparently, it's pronounced Ruby.
I know how it's pronounced, and I refuse. It's spelled stupid.
Yeah, it's funny that H Bomber Guy's video calls it Ruibi.
Sorry, okay, I need to hit myself with some more Chloraseptic. Oh shit, we hit the 2-hour mark.
Oh, we did. Oh.
Yeah, it does not feel like it.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when we draw, you know. I think that makes the time pass a lot.
What are you saying, Cal?
I'm trying to think of other YouTubers I really like, mostly because they're funny when they review media.
H Bomber Guy.
I mean, we already said him. Like,
yeah, but I like him a lot. And Wait in the Wings is great because Wait in the Wings teaches me about musical theater. And then there is I know this is a point of contention, and I understand that, but I like Mother's Basement just for his seasonal anime reviews.
Why is this a point of contention?
Because I know that at least one of y'all doesn't like Mother's Basement.
I think his reviews are shallow. But they're fine. Like, that's what people need sometimes. Yeah. I also think he's frequently distracted by cute girls. And think a lot of shitty animes are good because the girls are cute.
Yeah, he gives kawaii girls a huge pass. Absolutely. Like the moe girls with the eyes.
He likes 100 girlfriends that really, 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 really like you. And that's horrible. And I hate it.
Okay, you can't be in the corner like this.
But yeah, but like Sophie from Mars talking about the Alien prequels is why I watched them, and I was like, I disagree with Sophie. I do think they're bad. I just think they're bad for different reasons. Which there's a lot of reasons why those movies are bad.
Yeah, I'm not thrilled with what they did to Alien at all. Or fucking, oh my god. Like, okay, it's the thing that, here's the thing, I do not have like a ton invested in Alien as a franchise, or Aliens, or whatever you want to call it. But I was so overwhelmed with disgust when they depicted the space jockey and it was just a blue guy. I was all like, you ruined it. You actively fucking ruined it. Like one of the coolest things about Alien, and you shat all over it for literally no good reason.
Oh, are you talking about Prometheus?
Yes. Like no
That
one
was
is
really
excited.
funny.
Yeah, no one is excited to learn the space jockey under that mysterious contraption he's wearing is a big blue guy. No one is excited to learn that. You fucked it. You ruined it.
See, that was a really funny experience for me because, again, I had not seen Alien or any of the aliens, and I saw that with my family, and my family had opinions because they had all the funny thing is, while I don't see movies, my mom's a movie buff. Like our DVD wall, actually when I visit my parents this weekend, assuming the weather doesn't cancel things, I will take a picture of my mother's DVD wall. It is humongous. It's just by the time she started her DVD collection, I had moved on to now that I have the freedom to watch things, I'm only watching anime, Mother. Goodbye.
I'm sorry, Mother. I'm leaving you for anime.
Yeah. But, so they had all seen it, and they had these strong opinions, but I was just sitting here quietly like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what this is.
So,
I don't know what
Spike,
that is.
Did you see Prometheus, or did you just learn that the guy's a blue guy?
I saw Prometheus and I thought the whole thing was a fucking mistake.
Yeah, it is a bad movie. We're in agreement
It's
about
appalling.
that.
It's the thing that here's the thing. I did not realize for years and years, and I've brought this up before, I did not realize for years and years I don't hate horror. What I hate is stupid people doing things that make no sense. And horror, the problem with bad horror is it is rife with stupid people doing things that make no sense. On the other hand, I watched Nope, and Nope is a fantastic movie, and I really enjoyed it. I
wouldn't really call Nope horror.
Yeah, I really
It's
enjoyed
horror adjacent.
I
It's
really
horror.
enjoyed Nope, but I never thought it was scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's horror adjacent, I call it. But the thing is, it's simply so easy to have stupid people do dumb shit that makes no sense. Most people just put it in their script. And that has tricked me into thinking I hate horror. And I just... Bleh. That happens so much in Prometheus that it annoys me to think about.
Yeah, so like so the thing that I took away from Prometheus, because Sophie from Mars gave Prometheus way more credit in assuming that it had a coherent thought process. Because Sophie from Mars is talking about how it's all about colonialism and like and that's a fine reading, but she's like arguing that like these specific things were chosen because the movie's about colonialism, and it's like, no, they're chosen because the director thought they were cool and then didn't put any more thought into the movie other than they're cool.
Yeah.
Because Sophie would say like, the robot watching Lawrence of Arabia at the beginning is because this movie is going to deal with themes of colonialism. But it's not. The movie is dealing with trying to find God in space, so it's dealing with themes of faith and atheism. And if he had thought about the movie for more than 5 seconds, instead of watching Lawrence of Arabia, the robot should have been watching the 10 Commandments or something like that. Because it's in there because the director likes those classic movies and thinks they look cool. And you can still have a classic movie in there that looks cool, but for thematic relevance, make it the 10 Commandments, not Lawrence of Arabia. And that is, I think, like, it's a small example, but it's like a good example of what's wrong with the whole thing. Because the space jockey being a blue guy, there isn't any thought beyond, wouldn't it be shocking if he was just a guy? And like, Because I watched it back to back with Covenant, some things in Covenant blur together with things from Prometheus. But I feel like the director is just really interested in the fact that great powers and empires fall.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have anything to say about it. He just thinks that's interesting. So he's like, hey, here's a great, powerful
What was that
civilization.
noise?
And then
That's me making a mouth fart.
Oh, okay. It sounded.
Yeah. He's
It
like,
sounded like a large dude was suddenly here and then not.
Oh.
yeah. And so he's like, isn't it interesting that like this great society fell?
No.
Like, are you gonna make a statement about anything with it? And he's like, no, I just think it's interesting that it fell. And it's like,
Cool, shallow. Thanks.
yeah, so that's the real problem with them. I have said the one thing that I thought was interesting in both Prometheus and Covenant, which is besides Michael Fassbender making out with himself, that's a great scene. More movies should have Michael Fassbender making out with himself. But there's the fact that the robot that's in both movies, his entire life he has been brought up and
I think I'm mostly done with this
controlled,
page.
and everything he learned about society was from this horrible, vicious capitalist. And in Covenant, you find out he made the xenomorphs because he was trying to create the perfect creature. So he genetically engineered what they found in Prometheus to become the perfect thing. But because he has only spent his time with a horrible venture capitalist shithead, his idea of a perfect creature is a thing that just consumes and destroys and multiplies and doesn't actually ever create anything. And so I think that's interesting, but probably unintentional.
Yeah,
because
I was about to say.
Yeah, no, that's interesting, but it's purely accidental. Interesting ideas can happen by accident, and I think sometimes watching bad movies, when they trip over interesting ideas, it inspires me because it's like, well, what if you did that interesting idea intentionally? What would you do with it? Like,
yeah. I get you. I'm just the thing that constantly comes to mind whenever I think of Prometheus is just like, we're doing this again. We're doing okay. The evil betraying robot. Oh, okay, cool. So we're like totally out of ideas. Got it. Noted. And hey, the guy you brought to the entire expedition, whose specialty is mapping things. He's gonna get lost. Okay. All right, great. That's wonderful. Oh, the biologist is here. The biologist who is talking about, how important it is to be careful around alien life if you find it. And the first thing he does when he finds an alien that very clearly rears up at him like an angry cobra and makes threatening motions and noises.
Spike should start doing the ding.
He just like tries to French it. Really? Is that what we're doing? Okay, cool. Just so you know, don't respect this film. Don't respect you. It's just like, it's so fucking dumb to the point of being insulting. And also there was like something that went down in Covenant. I only saw this in like clips, but apparently in Covenant there's like this whole scene where the alien, for whatever reason, decides to come out of somebody's back instead of their chest. And all I can think of is what that reeks of is I have no genuine real originality to contribute to this franchise, but I want to put my mark on it somehow, so mine's going to do it different for no good reason.
That isn't what is happening, Spike, because Prometheus and Covenant are directed by the guy who directed the first one. So he's not putting his mark on the Alien franchise. He is jerking himself off.
That is terrible to hear because that's incredibly disappointing to see how far he's fallen.
See,
Yeah,
see
so-
now the position I'm in is now I'm in the position where I am with like the YouTubers I like to watch, where it's like I have to take y'all's like I will not form opinions. I will just
No,
listen
you
to you
can-
talk.
I recommend you watch them and form your own opinions.
I watched
doubt-
Prometheus. I was horribly confused.
Yeah, I'll bet you were.
I finally saw
But-
Alien
like-
a few years ago.
So Spike, I will defend the robot being evil in Prometheus.
Again.
Again, because that is at least the one thing that reinforces the theme about looking for your creator and being disappointed because your creator is flawed, and because the whole movie is about reacting to finding out that there's no God, there's no perfect thing that created everything. So the humans are dealing with that in their stupid ways. And the robot has learned that the humans that made him are stupid and flawed. And he decided he chooses violence. He decided to kill God.
I'm just so fucking unimpressed with Prometheus that it has literally put me off Aliens, period.
Yeah, no, it is a bad movie. I'm just saying that the evil robot is maybe the one thing that made sense.
It reeks of we are out of ideas.
Which it is. Because the only ideas he had is, isn't it interesting that great societies fall? And it's like...
And here's the thing, I'm not even gonna like pretend I'm some kind of like amazing storyteller, but I prefer you to have something to fucking say about it, you know? If you're going to like make a like, here is my movie about the stock market crash of 1923, right? And I'm gonna be like, okay, cool. Like, how are you gonna spin this? And if their answer is like, well, I don't really have a spin, I just think it's interesting it happened. It's like, okay, cool. I'm probably not gonna see your movie then. Like, I'm not really...
This guy's newest movie is the Napoleon movie that everyone said was horrible. So
I am not watching a Napoleon movie. I'm sorry.
Well, because he basically did what you just said, but with Napoleon. He doesn't have anything to say about Napoleon. He's just like, I just think it's interesting that it happened.
That's stupid. That's dumb filmmaking. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be a piece of shit and say that. I'm sorry. I don't think that's
dumb filmmaking. I'm agreeing with you. He is an 86-year-old man. He should not do this.
Like, and I'm not even saying you should have like this deep thing to say. I'm not even saying you're not allowed to make film unless you're gonna fucking riff on it like it's your master's thesis. Like, no, I'm not saying that needs to happen. But just like, why are you bothering me? If you just want to like, if you're just like a little kid who draws a picture of their family has something to say, just in the way they depict it. But if you're just like putting in hours, if you are punching in for the paycheck, I don't really care. Like, it's art, and art is a form of communication. And if you have nothing to say, I'm not going to be interested in listening. I know spectacle is plenty for enough people, and like, that's fine. If you're just saying, I'm just here for the explosions, dude, that's your prerogative, and enjoy. But that's not how I enjoy film, you know?
Yeah.
By the way, it is almost 10:30.
I know. That's why I pointed out the time earlier.
And Pencil says, I feel like, isn't it interesting is the coward fascist taste. It is extremely shallow, Pencil Ears. It is extremely
Ryan Estrada says
shallow.
the movie is solely about Napoleon being sad about being cucked.
Okay, that could be funny. Hi, Ryan. How you doing? Yeah, that could be funny. I might watch that. Only being sad about being cucked. See, now I'm interested.
But it's not even that. It's more about, like, watch this guy cuck Napoleon. He's away. He doesn't know what's happening. But he's sad for other reasons.
Yeah, but I just... I think there's a lot of cowardice in particularly extremely expensive filmmaking, and it's by design, because they can't afford to alienate anyone if they're going to make a film that is out of the gate costing them $100 million. And I think that's bad for art. And that's my opinion.
I'm looking at other stuff that he directed recently. He directed House of Gucci. I haven't seen that. He
I am-
directed The Last Duel, which I was gonna see until I learned it was like a Rashomon thing, and then I lost interest in it entirely.
But it is 10:25 and I want to have dinner.
Too
Okay.
bad.
I do. I want to have dinner. Let me save this. And I think we should do our outros now, if it's okay with. Wow, 22 people came. Holy shit. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. We're going to do this every week from now on, except for when there's, like the holidays and stuff. And I love that I can come on here and actually have time set aside in my week to draw, because I don't usually get that.
Kristen, you are correct that Martin Scorsese can still get it.
Yeah. But
he has something to say.
Wait.
yeah, always. But
Yep.
yeah, everybody.
Y'all want to fuck
please
him? That's what that phrase
No.
means.
Anyway, if everyone could please remember to thumbs up, to like the video, and also to follow Iron Circus Comics here on YouTube. The Geek Show is usually a weekly affair, and we have been drawing lately, and that seems to be working out great. I am Spike. You can find me mostly these days on Blue Sky. I am Iron Spike, all one word. I run Iron Circus Comics at ironcircus.com. The latest book that we have published out is called Hex Americana. It's about a haunted rally race where a ghost is determined to win with his new human partner. You should check it out. I also
Partner
am
means
on...
multiple things.
Yes. Spoiler alert, but it does. I'm also on Pillowfort. You can get there by going to pillowfort/Iron Spike and read my webcomic, Blickata. Blickata is a webcomic about 3 Keebler elves who killed one too many people, and now they're in big trouble. I am 48 pages in, and you have been watching me draw pages 49 and 50. I really appreciate anyone who reads my comics, because it feels like I'm shouting into the void sometimes, but any excitement I get whenever I upload a page, I hold close to my heart, and it keeps me going. Thank you.
I'm Kel McDonald. I make comics so you can read at kelmcdonald.com. Right now, the one I'm making is The City Between, which is about gay werewolves in the future. I stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, me drawing. So you should come to my Twitch at twitch.tv/kelmcdonald. You can hear me ramble about bullshit movies and TV that I have watched recently while I talk to friends. I hate social media, but they're all linked on my website, so you can just follow them all there.
I'm Amanda LaFrene. My website is in the description. It is myname.com. It links to, it's not a proper portfolio yet. God, I've been in hell. I haven't redesigned it yet, but it links to all of my things.
Thank you for coming in. Oh, sorry, go for it.
That's good. What I've been working on is a webcomic. I was saying I want to launch it next year, but now it's next year, so middle of this year. I would like. Sorry, I'm dying. I keep telling you. Middle of this year, I want to launch it as a webcomic. So stay tuned for that.
Thank you for coming, everybody.
Bye.
Amanda will be better.
Someday, God willing.
God willing. God willing, and the creek don't rise. Amanda will be better.